this has been me for a long time. I know that it's not for me. I know it's for someone else. But I was the first tester of it, so like a stunt dummy. So I was the first tester of it, and the way that I came out of it, I can use that to help someone else.
Yeah.
So things that I recently went through in life, this wreck alone, my personal walk with God, you know, the exposing through that has allowed me to not only build a platform for me, but help other people who I would say that God know is going to fall off. If they can see me do it and come through it, that is hope and a lot more for them.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of How Gladiators Are Made. I am Brittany Noel, the speaker, therapist, and entrepreneur. And I am so glad that you guys are still on this journey with me as we are interviewing some amazing people in the world doing amazing things. So How Gladiators Are Made is where we uncover all of their secrets and figure out how they did it so that we can do it too. And today, you guys, I am so excited because I have the most amazing and inspirational guest on the show as of yet. So please join me in welcoming motivational speaker and personal trainer Solomon Ward to the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you for saying yes to my invitation. So you guys, I know Solomon from my gym, Level 1 Fitness. I see you all the time, and so seriously, I think what I find about you to be just the most inspiring, because I'm not always in the best mood when I go to the gym.
That's true.
I will be honest about that. And it was one point in time where, I don't know, like I think it was, I was struggling in my fitness journey, and every time I went to the gym, I was upset. And I would walk in the gym and Solomon would be like, girl, let's get it. I'm like, hold on, wait. And he became like my own personal hype person. And that's kind of like what I know you for.
Yes.
Like you're always hyping other people up, like motivating other people and speaking life into people, like even when you do it in a funny way.
Yes.
And I love that about you. So I needed you to come on the show so that we can get a little bit of that and figure out what is your secret. So, but before we jump, look, it's like my secret. So before we jump into that though, I do want to ask you a few fun would you rather questions so that the audience can get to know you. Okay? So, if you had to lose something, would you rather lose your wallet or lose your phone?
I would rather lose my phone.
Really? Why?
Yes. I'd rather lose my phone because it could be a strong possible time to disconnect from the world and get more involved with me. So as long as my phone is around, there's opportunity for distraction, there's opportunity for somebody to get in contact with me. I have a strong faith. So I know if I lose my phone, nothing bad will happen in that time. But at least with my wallet, I can go buy another book. I can take some more time out to read something or something like that. So I'd rather lose my phone than my wallet.
Whew, okay, that speaks volumes about me. But I had to get my phone fixed last weekend to get my screen fixed, and I had to drop it off.
Panic attack.
And I was over here sending text messages and emails like, okay, somebody gonna call me while I'm on the phone. And my business happens through my phone. So, which I know I'm like, okay, I can just pick it up later. But there's definitely anxiety with detaching me from my phone.
Yes.
Okay, see, I'll work on that.
But if you think about losing your wallet, your social is up in there, because I had my car stolen once, so your social is in there. That's your whole identity right there. They can go buy a phone. You can't.
That's true. That's true. I'm gonna go with that. I still want my phone, but I
got you.
Now, would you rather, you have to tell me which one would you rather live without? Rap, music, R&B, or country?
I would rather live without rap music.
Okay.
Yes, I love country and I love R&B.
I know you love country.
Yes.
And I think that came out of nowhere. I just heard you singing a country song one time, and I was like, that's so rare.
Yes, love country. Love country.
What's your favorite country song?
There's a lot, but my favorite country singer and artist of all time is Tim McGraw.
Okay.
He's also from Louisiana, Rayville, Louisiana.
I'm gonna have to go look him up now.
Yes, you're gonna have to.
Because I don't think I know a Tim McGraw song.
Oh.
You don't want to sing us one real quick? Just bust out.
I almost did, but the way my vocals are set up, I can't do it right now. Yeah, not right now.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go look at Tim McGraw. Now, would you rather that you remember everything that you see, or remember everything that you hear?
Ooh. Oh, that's tough. I would rather remember everything that I hear
Okay.
versus everything that I see.
Why?
Okay, seeing is you can believe something is there that's not really there. Hearing comes with a touch. So if somebody tell you they love you, you can not only hear it, but you can feel it through their voice. So I'd rather remember everything that I hear, because voices are some things that help you get through like tough time, hard times, stuff like that. Like people telling you that you can do something, people telling you that they really love you when they mess up. You can remember those things, but their actions, you can see their actions, but not really believe them.
I love that answer. I absolutely, because I didn't even think about it in that way. Because when you think about what we see, a lot of times what we see is based on our perception.
Yes.
And our perception of situations and events are not always the truth.
Yes.
And a lot of people believe their perception versus the reality of what's going on.
That's true.
And I didn't even think about that. So yes, definitely remembering everything that you hear. Because even if you think about it, we take in so much, I take in a lot of, inspirational, motivational things. And I'm like, if I could just remember some of the things that I hear all the time, moving through life would be easier.
A lot easier.
A lot. Y'all, this is why we have Mr. Ward on the show. So again, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Tell us about your background. Where are you from?
I am born and raised in Rayville, Louisiana.
Okay, I figured there was a
6.5 hour drive from Houston, Texas. So it's a
6.5 drive?
6.5.
And that's where all your family is?
That's I have family all over the world. So a lot of my family is in Louisiana, but we're spread out from Louisiana to Texas to Georgia to New York, California, Tennessee, all over the world. So we're very big.
Okay.
Very big family.
And at what point did you come to Houston?
I moved to Houston like maybe seven years ago, I think so. Just up and left Louisiana, and wanted to see a different view because I heard about it. So, and I have a family here, so they always told me to come to Houston. So, just uprooted and moved to Houston.
Gotcha. Now, the personal training, because that's how I know you. Is that something that you always knew you wanted to get into, or how did you go into that?
I've always been an athlete. So baseball, basketball, track, football, volleyball. I've always been an athlete. I moved to Houston. I was a cage fighter in Louisiana, so I moved to Houston. And
I'm sorry, you said you were
a cage fighter, so MMA, mixed martial arts fighter.
Really?
Did it for 3 years in Louisiana.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I moved to Houston, got hooked up with a gym here and was training, and then I met my first new coach here. Name is Courtney Brooks. I met Courtney Brooks here and kind of took me under his wing a little bit and showed me the ropes, and through personal training he showed me that you can basically use who you are to become who you want to be. So the person you want to create, if you want to inspire people and stuff like that, you can use that through personal training. So that kind of drew me to personal training, because you get to meet a lot of people.
Right.
So that pulled me to personal training, and then I just took it and ran with it.
So is it that you just have a natural desire to want to better people physically, emotionally? What is the drive there? Just
to honestly to meet people and see what they've been through, because a lot of people think what I've been through inspired them. Actually, the things that people have been through inspire me. So the more people that I meet, the more relationship I hear with them and other people, the more like trials and tribulations I hear through them. So those things and how they overcame them actually inspired me. And so inspired me, continue to inspire me. So those are the things that that keep me going, keep me pushing forward, and keep my drive going.
Right.
So a lot of people come to me for help, but I actually go listen to people, and they don't even know it.
When people are coming to you, what is it that they're looking for?
When people come to me, it's more so of, I seen you do this, or I saw you do this, and I want to be able, I know if you can do that, that you can help me overcome what I'm overcoming. Or, people come to personal training and come to get trained, not because it's just something to do, but in reality, they want to be better at something. They want somebody, it's all about accountability. They want someone to hold them accountable. They want somebody to push them, not let off the ropes. And so when they see me, they know I'm not going to let up, because how is a guy in a wheelchair training me to become the better version of me? So, just stuff like that.
Okay. And at what point does your motivational speaking come in?
That's just me. It's been me all my life. I'm not going to say I'm 1,000% motivational all the time, but 999% of that time, I am motivational.
You
so
are.
that 1% is very rare, but it's there. So I'm just being honest. So the motivation comes in when people tell me that they can't do something, or people tell me that they're used to doing something, they've never been pushed to this level, or when they say I've always done 15 reps my entire life. So that lets me know that they've always capped themselves out at a 15. So my job is to push them past and let them see that there's joy and happiness and peace on the other side, whether it's in the gym or in life, just crossing over that wall.
What would you say is the hardest thing that you've had to overcome?
The hardest thing that I've had to overcome was standing up for the first time after my wreck. That was the toughest, hardest thing I ever had to deal with in my life, is standing back up, because it was so much weight, And I'm not talking about just physically standing up. I'm talking about me standing up within myself. It was just so much weight, so much pressure, just so much.
And I'll back up, because I think I know your story, but the audience may not. Because when you say your wreck, when did your wreck happen?
My wreck happened 3 years ago, so 2017, March the 17th, 2017. Yes, March 17th, 2017, on Interstate 10, headed into Katy. Yes.
And as a result of that wreck is when you were injured, correct?
Yes. So I was hit by another guy on a motorcycle. Instantly on impact, it cut my leg off and threw it like 80 yards up the road. So the initial impact is actually what took my leg off. So didn't feel it, didn't pass out, didn't cry, none of that. I was so blessed that I didn't even have blood on the highway. So it was just, it was amazing. So those things, it's just a blessing in disguise.
Yes. How long was it when after that, did you first try to stand up?
I stood up actually the next morning, the same morning. So the wreck happened at like 12:27 that night. I actually stood up after I woke up. I actually stood up the next morning. I think it was like 6:30 in the morning.
You're kidding.
Yes, but after the surgery was when it was hard to stand up.
Wow. What toll does that take on you mentally and emotionally to come through that?
Mentally and emotionally. Mentally, and this is for any amputee in the world, mentally, you have to be ready for it. You have to accept that it happened. You have to, don't try to figure out instantly why it happened, but there's a reason behind everything. So you have to know why it happened, and you have to be ready to accept it when the reason comes to you. You have to be humble about it too. So mentally, the toll that it takes on me is every single day I have to mentally prepare myself that I'm about to go be in a world with people who have perfectly functioning body parts. And they're capable of doing everything that they want to.
Right.
Whether as I can either choose today to be limited, or I can choose today to be a gladiator. It just depends. So every day I make a decision that I'm going to be the best person I can regardless. So that mentally, that's one of the biggest things. Emotionally, the people in your life, sometimes you feel like they don't understand everything that you go through, because no one can actually feel what you felt if they've never been through what you've been through. You can have experiences, but if you have never been in my shoe and you have never walked through what I've been through, and up to that point of being 26 years of being a perfectly functioning person, and then all of a sudden losing something, that's just like you losing your hearing right now. That would be like, you'll go through the depressional phase. But emotionally, it's having everyone to feel what you've been through and understanding. That's the biggest thing.
Wow. That is amazing. And as you were talking, I remember as a social work intern, I worked on a physical rehab unit, and we would hold support groups for amputees, because I work at the VA. And so we would have an amputee support group, and I remember this was one of the times where I was going through the absolute most in my life. Like going to work trying not to cry type, to just make it through the day. And going to those groups, it would always humble me, because I'm like, Brittany, whatever you worried about, you ain't got these problems, you're okay. And I remember learning about emotional pain and how to come through it from a guy who was an amputee, and we were talking about having phantom pains.
Yes.
And he was describing to me what he goes through with having phantom pains and how he kind of moves through it. And I actually he told me that he spoke to his phantom pains and how he would, you know, quiet them down and basically respond to them. And I left that day and I'm in my own, you know, my own stuff. And the minute that my pain started coming back, I was like, no. Like, and I just started talking to him the way he told me he talked to his pain. And I remember that day it worked.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay. So you can talk to your pain.
You can.
Like,
you can.
And, you know, I have stories like that all the time, but it's like, I can't imagine going through what you went through at all. And the strength that it takes to go through that while still feeling that pain. How do you move through your pain? It's still there, it's valid, but you still got to show up in life. How do you do that every day?
That comes with the minute you wake up in the morning. You have to set your mind to be better than yesterday. And a lot of people, when they wake up in the morning, they do not do that. The first thing someone wakes up do when they wake up is either pick up their phone, go look at the news, find out what's going on, without centering themselves. So the first thing I do in the morning, I wake up, which I kind of a little bit got out of the habit of doing, but I still make it a point to where within my first hour of being awake, I have to do this. Motivational videos, inspiration, things that I've written down for myself in my phone, read them. Praying, things like that, you know, to keep myself solid within me, so that when I go out into the world, the things of the world don't attack me and allow my mood to go down, and then people see me as, oh, he's a guy in a wheelchair that's moping. I cannot stand that, you know. I'm here to be a light to other people, and I'm going to use it to the best that I can.
You really do. You really do.
I try.
And seriously, like, and it was so, because it was, when you started doing that is when I started checking how I show up. Like, even at the gym, because I didn't want to go to the gym, okay?
Oh, we know.
I'm proud about these gains, okay? Don't get it wrong. But it was like, oh, okay, I'm getting off work. I really want to go home, but I'm going to go do this workout because I'm committed. And sometimes you can be committed, but not, you know, it still be disgruntled.
Yes.
So, but it was like maybe a few weeks every day that you did it consistently, and I would walk in and you would just hype me up, and I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Yes, because we know you can.
Right. And but I appreciate that. But that's you being the light that you are, and teaching other people how to use their light.
Yes.
I absolutely love that about you.
Thank you.
What would you say to the people who are struggling to kind of access their own light? Like, what things can they do to kind of tap into? Because I'm very big on, I tell people all the time, like, if you can find a way to harness whatever that light is, whatever that thing is that you're built to give to the world, if you can give that consistently, not only will you find your purpose, but you find opportunity and you find influence, because people are attracted to the light that you shine out into the world. So I'm always telling people, you got to tap into that. What tips would you give people to tap into their light and figure out what is it that I'm here to give the world?
One of my biggest tips on that is the thing that's bothering you the most about yourself is your light.
Really?
So the thing that is literally, you may say every single day, I'm ugly. Actually, that's your light to the world. You're actually a beautiful individual, but you're telling yourself something because you're maybe afraid to face reality, I should say. So that's honestly my biggest tip to anyone is your why behind what you're doing, and you know, actually loving the thing that is bothering you about yourself. Fall in love with that thing that's bothering you about yourself.
I love that. I really do love that. And I'm with you, because I think that when people say, how can I find my purpose? And I tell them that the thing about the world that you hate the most,
yes,
that's your purpose.
That's it, because you have to be the change. You have
right. The reason why you don't like it is because you were built to change it.
Yes.
And that's why it bothers you so much. How do you get to that point of just self-love and self-acceptance to where you just boldly say, world, this is who I am, like it or leave it, but you know, this is my life?
So falling in love with yourself involves dealing with the demons that you have in your closet. And I'm saying this personally because some things that I've recently experienced that caused me to hurt a lot of people. falling in love with yourself and like dealing with your past. A lot of people do not deal with their past. Like literally, so many people that I run across, so many people that I talk to on a daily basis, they do not deal with their past. And what happens is those things become very strong.
They do.
So when you turn to face them, they look like big giants, like 6'10", 7-foot people versus somebody that's 5'5".
Right.
And they make you feel super small. So literally pray about it, talk to God about it, talk to yourself about it, that every time that a demon comes out of your closet, that you can deal with it. When you decide to deal with it and you go face it, there has to be some part of exposure.
Right.
All right. And with that exposure comes growth and development. Okay. And how you attack the growth and development is your true character and who you will become.
With the exposure comes growth and development, and how you attack the growth and development dictates who you become.
Yes.
I just love him, y'all. Because that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That makes all the sense in the world. I want to pause for the calls really quickly, you guys, because I have so many thoughts about that.
Okay.
But before before I give him my thoughts, because y'all know when I get riled up, I can go on forever. I want to talk to you guys about the water company that we actually have sitting here with us. This is 1186. This is a Black-owned water company.
Nice.
Yes. So they're a Black-owned company out of Augustiville, Alabama, and they are known for providing the most affordable, ultra premium water brand right now in the marketplace. It's an absolutely lovely water, and I want you guys to go and support it. So go to 1186water.com. You can pick up a pack of this water at any HEB right now near you. Again, that's 1186water.com, and you can find them on Instagram at 1186water. Okay, so I want to go back to my thought about kind of what you said about the exposure. Because I really do harp on how exposure is the way in which we get out of our comfort zones, we get out of just our whatever thought patterns you have, that no matter where you grow up at, you know, what your life experiences are, anytime that you're trying to go from one level to the next, you cannot do it without some level of exposure.
Yes.
To, and I always call it a preview. It's a preview to what you could have or who you could be. But so many people are so afraid of that exposure because they have their own insecurities, or they don't think that it's going to work out well, or they don't want to take the risk, don't want to put themselves out there. How have you used that concept of exposing yourself to great things or great people to push you out, and so that you can continue to, you know, transform into who you are?
I've had quite a few times in my life where I've been exposed. Some have been good exposure, some have been bad exposure. I love the bad exposure, okay, because you're operating in an area that's not really you, but is showing you, like you said earlier, who you could be and what you don't want in life.
That's true.
So I think that we're attacked from a normal person's point of view, we're attacked on a negative level of exposure, which is actually meant for positive in our life. Because a lot of people are so perfect in life, okay, meaning that we see them as a perfect individual in life and stuff like that, never know what they're really going through, what they're really battling in their closet. So one day when they get exposed, the person that they want to become, okay, they have two choices: to either continuously be the person that got exposed, or curve their life and become a better person that they really want to be. I think that we're always tempted with negative, so that because we have greatness in us, we're always tempted with negative because it's so quick to fall in that chain. So like it's super easy to fall in that chain. So I've used the exposure to everything that I've been through in life. This has been me for a long time. I know that it's not for me. I know it's for someone else. But I was the first tester of it. So like a stunt dummy. So I was the first tester of it, and the way that I came out of it, I can use that to help someone else. So things that I recently went through in life, this wreck alone, my personal walk with God, you know, the exposing through that has allowed me to not only build a platform for me, but help other people who I would say that God knows is going to fall off. If they can see me do it and come through it, that is hope and a lot more for them. So the way that we attack it is sometimes when we get exposed, we hide behind it and try to run from it or whatever the case may be. Some people even disappear. That means that they can't fight the exposure. But when you're exposed and you still stand tall, you still believe in who you want to become, you still follow your goals, you still follow your dreams. I believe that if you strongly do that, you're saving hundreds of thousands of people who's coming behind you and showing them that, hey, we can go through this and we can do this.
That's a gladiator mindset. Like seriously, understanding that exposure gives you a certain level of transparency.
Yes.
And you cannot be your best, highest self unless you are transparent.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, that's scary because it's like, I don't want to show nobody who I am. I don't want to be real about, you know, the things I'm afraid of or my shortcomings, because we will broadcast our strengths, but it's the shortcomings that teach other people that great things are possible.
Yes.
You know, and that's the purpose of this show, is to show people that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be all roses. And just because you take a few hits doesn't mean that you're supposed to sit down somewhere.
Yes.
Like, you keep moving. Like, and you are a testament to the fact that no matter what,
you got to do.
You don't have a story sad enough to tell me that you could stop right now.
Yes.
That you keep moving. And I love that about you. And I think understanding that what you're going through is for somebody else. That is, like, I think for me, that's the one thing that I use anytime I want to quit something. Anytime I want to not do anything, I'm like, Brittany, like, you know better.
Come on, you got it.
Like, it's not for you. And sometimes even the painful things that we experience in life, it's not about us. It's so that we can help somebody else.
Yes.
And if you lose sight of that, then you will lose sight of your purpose. And it makes it easy to quit or easy to get distracted.
Yes, that is a fact.
I love talking to someone.
Les Brown said one time, he said, imagine that you're on your deathbed, and on your deathbed, all the goals, dreams, everything that has ever been placed in you to broadcast to the world, they're standing around you and asking you a question: why didn't you show it to the world?
Oh my God. You know, that is like, I think about that a lot. Like, I think about that a lot. And I think for people who have great potential, you know you have great potential. Like, the rest of the world may not know it, but you feel it.
Yes,
and it's like you hear it.
Yes.
Before I started speaking, and the way kind of God revealed to me that I was supposed to do speaking, because I fought it. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
I was like, I don't want to do that. But I would hear my voice. Like, if I was in a business meeting, when I would go to sleep in my dreams, I would hear me speaking, but it didn't sound like who I was.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, and I was like, I'm just daydreaming. And, you know, through prayer and, you know, went through a TD Jakes conference. Don't go to TD Jakes conferences. Unless you're ready.
Yeah.
But it was like, he was like, no, I'm showing you who you're supposed to be. And I'm giving you a preview to what your voice will sound like when you tap into it. And so it's like, even now I'm still developing, but I still hear that voice. And I'm like, you're not there yet, because, you know, you're still growing. And for a lot of people, they feel that yearning. They hear the voice, they see the vision, and for whatever reason, you know, they don't act on it. Whether it's fear, they don't have support, or they think they need support.
Yes.
Put that out there.
There we go.
But it's a very bad place to be, to know that I'm capable of so much more and not be acting on it.
Yes. It's like committing spiritual suicide right there. It's like killing yourself.
It feels like it.
It really is.
It really does. And not everybody is going to be able to relate to that. Because some people don't even go far enough in themselves to feel it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I told somebody the other day, like, superficial people are suffocating me. Like, when I have certain conversations with people, I need a certain level of depth. And the amount of people who are either afraid or unwilling to go that deep within themselves, you know, it's astonishing to me sometimes.
Yes. Agreed.
But I'm a therapist, so I mean,
Agreed.
I live in that realm.
Agreed.
But yeah, it's spiritual suicide. I love that. So how can we not commit spiritual suicide? What would be our first step?
Your first step is that thing that is bothering you, that you run from, that you don't want to do. Look it up and work on it. Step one.
Commit to it.
Commit to it. Once you commit to it, Like you said, you have a strong passion for speaking. I have a strong passion for speaking. Speaking could be the door opener to a whole nother world, but we'll never know it if we don't tap into it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of athletes that play football or basketball, they don't make it to the league and they think that, oh, you know, that's it for me. Well, you've met so many people while on this journey to go to the league. Can you utilize those people?
Right.
Like there's a reason why you go through what you go through, because everything is, I say, a jetpack to another level. So every person you meet is meant to boost you to another level. But we don't think about it because we're so blinded and focused on just one goal, one dream, one mission. But you have gifts in you with an S. So
with an S.
So it's you have to see those things, and you have to be able and open to understand that I may make it and I may not make it, but I have to give it all regardless. And if I don't make it, understand why you didn't make it, but also what was instilled in me during this process. And then commit to that. If you ever pay attention to a lot of successful people, they do not just have one talent. They have multiple talents, but they capitalize on one talent, which opened a door for 40 more talents. And they're the multi-billionaires.
Yes.
So
it's not about one thing.
It's not about one.
Yes. And I'm learning that, and to be flexible.
Yes, very flexible.
Because even though you may have a vision of what you want, there's multiple routes to getting there. And sometimes we get so zoned in and focused on doing it this one way.
Yes.
That you miss the fact that somebody opened the door over there. And you could have went through that door.
And been there 5 years ago.
Yes. Y'all. So listen, we can talk all day, and I will talk all day. That's what that's about. But yeah, and I think that what's important is that you have mastered how to ask yourself the tough questions. Like, that's clear in talking to you.
Oh yes.
A lot of people don't ask themselves those type of questions, like, how did I get here? Why did I get here? What was the purpose? What can I learn from it? And that's where you uncover like the higher version of you.
Yes.
Is asking those tough questions and answering honestly. That's the hard part, answering honestly.
Like that.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I've learned a lot. Let me ask you, who are 3 gladiators you think should come on the show?
One is the guy that I personally train. His name is Mr. Owl. He just overcame a heart attack, and actually last week was his first week back into the gym.
Oh, wow.
Another is Maya Vaughn, or Van as she should say. She's from Chicago. She actually trains at the gym. On her fitness journey to become the future Miss Olympian figure bodybuilder. Wow. And another one is a guy named Courtney Brooks out of Humboldt, Texas, who is my first official person who did not take it easy on me after my wreck. I'm talking about, I walk into the gym with blood coming out of my cut, and he's like, we're not taking a day off. Like, I'm not finna treat you like you're like not capable of doing something. We finna figure it out and move on.
Right.
So that's one of my, he's literally one of my biggest, I'm so thankful for him. He never took a day off on me. Really? Even to this day, he won't take a day off on me.
Those are the people that we appreciate. In the moment, we may have some colorful words for them, but
very colorful.
But later, we're like, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Awesome. Great. So tell the people, what projects are you working on right now? Or where can they find you if they want a personal trainer?
You can find me anywhere. I'm in these streets all day. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me. You can find me anywhere. Social media, you can find me at boss_mentality_318. That is me, guy in a blue shirt with my head down. Big projects that I'm working on is building my own brand called King Solomon. It's going to be a brand not only about fitness, but I think that it's so broad that it can go any category, whether if it's in a church, in a school. It's just a king mindset, a king mentality, a kingdom mentality. So working on that, and also launching a YouTube channel. I already have a YouTube channel up, but I'm not as active as I should be on it. So I'm going to commit to getting more videos up on there, speaking more engagements and things like that. So last year was like my first year to get into so many schools and speaking. So this year I want to either double that or whatever God got for me. We're going to push through and plow through it. But those are some big projects that I'm working on for the future.
Awesome. Absolutely great. You guys, if you're looking for a personal trainer, I'm telling you, this is where you want to go. Look, you have some colorful words for him in a moment.
Yes.
But after, when everything is better and you like that figure, you're going to be very thankful.
Very thankful. I promise.
So thank you again for coming by this show.
Thank you.
I am super inspired by the talk we just had. And it's refreshing to be able to talk to someone on this level. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys, I hope that you were taking notes during this episode, because we definitely covered a lot of different topics, and I know one of them applied to you. So until our next episode, you guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video to someone that you think needs it. You guys have a good one. If you like this last episode of How Gladiators Are Made, then please leave me a comment below so I'll know what you guys like. And most importantly, who do you want me to interview next? Make sure that you comment, you subscribe, and you share this video with everyone that you know needs to level up in this season of their life. Stay tuned for our next interview series of How Gladiators Are Made.